the things, push all the buttons, do all the things. I'll just jump over to Facebook really quick, share my live. Share my live. I don't want the feedback there. Just trying to get the live to pop up here so I can, there we go, share. All right. And we should have Wes joining us here. We played a little bit of phone tag there for a minute, and we're just waiting for Wes to hop on the Zoom tonight. But in the meantime, I thought I'd have a look at this. If you haven't seen this book, my wife gave me a physical copy of this last year, recently, and I had I think this is out of SILR, the University of Alberta, and UNESCO. I don't know what that is, UNESCO, but a toolkit for beginners safeguarding your language through documentation. And it's a pretty great little book if you're just getting started doing. Oh, I better make sure I got my comments and everything in the right place so I can see what's going on. There we go. I always forget. I have a little bit different setup now that TikTok Live Studio is available for a Mac now, which is super handy. But yeah, everything seems like it's okay. There's some really great documentation in this book just largely around doing recordings, like recommendations for devices. If you're getting into language documentation, I'm always talking about how we ought to try and be recording everything possible. I know that sounds like a lot, but to the degree that we're able, that we should be recording as much as possible. And there's a lot of really great considerations in this book, especially when we get to the end. Like there's example, let me see here, consent form, and then ideas for, how to start the session. I think there's even a list of, there's a checklist here. They go into different recording devices. Let me see here. We get to the technology side. Elicitation strategies. Elicitation is just how you get people to talk about stuff. What's this one here? Equipment. So what kind of, they talk about the different kind of recording technology and terminology and all that kind of stuff, and some of the pros and cons of different devices. I personally, I think the phone is a really great way to get started if you're just want to grab a quick story or something. But if you're doing serious, like a larger project, you might want to consider something a little bit more advanced. The biggest thing, the problem with phones is they can overheat if they record for a long time, and then storage becomes a real issue as well. But if you just have a 5 or 10 minute story or something you're trying to get off of someone, you've got a phone in your pocket, they're usually pretty great. Then the next biggest consideration for me is the environment. If you're sitting in an A&W or something, you're going to have all that background noise. So if you can get to a quiet spot. Oh, okay, yeah. Looks like Wes should be jumping on any minute here. So anyway, I was thinking about this book again, and it's really, I think, a really great guide to kind of get started if you're thinking about doing some recordings, ethical considerations, right? Where's the table of contents here? Ethical considerations, getting set up, content considerations and elicitation strategies, and then the actual recording. saving your recordings, where should you put them? I think they talk a little bit about like what kind of, if you're considering online storage solutions. I use USBs are fine. I have both SSDs, these kind, but I also have rotating, like physical rotating discs that I use for backup. It's because these will degrade faster. The magnetic discs will as well. I'm looking into options for like long-term archiving right now. There's some formats out there like M-Disk, like what will last for a long time. So just some considerations. And then costs. I don't use the cloud for a lot of stuff right now for the recordings that we've done because it does add up. I've transferred all of the sort of the base, or they're not in raw format, but the raw files from the Sweetgrass Stories with Wes. And I think I filled up about 75% of my 8 terabyte drive here. So cloud storage is not an option for me. Yeah, and overall, just keep it as simple as possible, if possible. My rig gets a little bit more complex every time I use it, but I still try to keep it simple, so you can just kind of be set up really quickly and set up quickly and recording quickly. And another thing, in terms of the elicitation strategies, I mean, it's really quite a feat when I think about the work that we've done with Wes and just the volume of stories that we have. And a lot of people are, and people I've worked with sometimes will struggle to get going in terms of the stories and whatnot. So if you can dig out old photographs, that's a good way to get going. Because then you can be like, oh, that'll start kicking off all of these different memories and stuff, hey? And I personally think some of that history is important anyway. Just to, those family stories or relations, where people are from, community history, all of that stuff is really cool. And people might not know that they're interested in that stuff yet, or where to get it. So yeah, just some thoughts there. Yeah, so this is you get this as a free PDF online, Safeguarding Your Language Through Documentation. It's a PDF. They also have a print version available. I'm not sure where to get these. Probably you can order them online, I guess. Yeah, I'm going to have to try and get a few more copies to tote around with me. That's all I wanted to start off with. We're just waiting on Wes to pop in here tonight. If you're just joining us now, let us know where you're tuning in from. And I always love to see where everybody's kind of tuning in from on the live stream. And while we're waiting, I'm also going to see if I can summon a cup of tea. It's amazing, this communicator we all carry around in our pockets. Can someone bring my tea? So I always forget to turn the hot water on till the very last minute. I'm just about ready to go live. So Prairie Ghost from Nanaimo. Right on. Mia Sinanma. Yeah. I'm also going to do one really quick test and just make sure we're not getting should be fine since we had this running fine last week. I'm home again. So plug all the different pieces in and just double check I'm not getting any echoes or anything. So just bear with me for a minute. And what we'll do is we'll back up a little bit of the story at the same time. I think we're at... Oh, this is not the story we're working on tonight. Wihuana, that's the one. Oh, Ken. I think I knew that too, Ken. We are... Oh, thank you. My tea. I'm going to back this up a minute. Just keeping an eye on the Zoom. Oh, here we go. Yes. Our special guest this evening, Mr. Wes Finday. Aha. There we go. Dancing emoso.
Minä Ikigaktaap magigogimuniasak asani uepinskitagog.
Would that be curling?
Mm-hmm.
Aha. Can you say that one again? Oh, wow. So I'll have to go back and listen to the recording now because that's a good one. So squasiniu weapons. That's a good one. It's funny. As soon as you said it, I knew what it was, but yeah. So I just need to check. I'm just going to play if I play this, I'll just play this recording and make sure that's working for you. Actually, I'll go back a little bit. Is this coming through for you?
No, it's for Can
you hear that fine?
I can hear it.
Okay, good. I'll just double check it on my end here too. We're not getting, I'll let that play for a minute and I'll just make sure there's no echo.
No, it's for
Perfect. All right, so that seems like it sounds pretty good on TikTok. I'll just rely on Mananto Brandon from Rocky Boy. Ken says, how do Cree make potatoes? They cook them and they mush them. Old joke. That's a old joke, Ken. All right, so let's go back a little bit. Wihuana. Sorry, we're working on Atimuan Peyak. I've got a couple of different stories going on, and Wes, we were teasing you in your absence a little bit on Monday. We were working on that story Wihuana. And you were telling the story about how the lady who wanted to name her daughter Elephant. Yeah, we were going around the group giving each person the next piece to work on and the next piece to work on. And we were sure every time I grabbed another piece, I thought, for sure we're going to get to the punchline here. But you just kept building the story up more and more and more. Oh, boy, it probably took us 10 minutes to get to the punchline. Boy, it was good. Yeah. So, but this one we're working on tonight is Atsimwen Peyak. Let me get to the end of this one. And we're about 24 minutes in, and we've got about 4 minutes left. So I'm going to back up a little bit. Usually what we do is play the last minute that we worked on just to kind of get back into the story. So that's 24 and change. So yeah, we'll go back about to here or so and get caught up.
Has to be the exact same moment that one gets the rest get tossed out, and that one that belongs here to come back in.
Yes.
Yeah. Suuta niitä kamksina no. Wow. Pistäikin sosoja. No muin tuokaksi tehtiin om tanse mai Ai snago tike a ko maganika wi hekta hoi vite me ke gia pet. Ki tahta ei ka pehtävä, mutta ne matoim se maatot. Ne matoim se gaagisi motuma. Mamo taui mau. Ei kai pakitna. Kika saa kuhi tikukin toa sem senanak. No sem nanak. Miuki koi taptau ei petä sihkahkik. Mio nohtehki siis kuinka poutsek. Ei saake hajaa kok. Ei siitoskoa ja koko tahommakau tapiano. Mä ei pe siitoskoa. Ei pe kaakisi musta muakin. Kittimää kihtauin.
And that's where we left off last time. Let's just grab the next piece and keep going here. I'll try not to be so optimistic. I'll keep the pieces small.
Oh,
I'm going to have to grab a bit more. Magakuntan ma isinagwak. Isinagwak's like
the way that the lodge appeared.
Oh.
Kuntaan me isinagwak kan mamigwa mat.
An mamigwap.
Igua mättönä nato kiitakteat.
Mettonne nanatok. Ei taguge.
Ei itakotek.
Ei tagutek.
It went in many different directions.
Oh, interesting. Huh. Let me grab a little bit more because there's a bit more to this. So maga kuntan mai sinagwa kan mamiguap mitten in na toke tagotek.
Itakotek.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not itakotek. That's a totally different interpretation.
Oh.
There's a slight variation in that last sound, where I would say a tagotek. I hear you say a tagotek.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A tagotek.
Yeah. Just shortened and concise.
What would you kuntan mai sinagwak like? How does kunta affect the interpretation in this? It was just the way it looked was just.
It was many different ways that it appeared. Many different ways, not just one way that people saw it. It appeared in many different forms, I will say, where it twisted and bent all over the place.
Over the place, okay. Thank you.
Ewi suoswas ewi napakasta kegite tamanto seksunto. I thought it was going to get absolutely flattened.
Absolutely flattened, huh?
And I was very afraid, or I was terrified.
All right, let me just grab the Cree there.
Ewi suoswas ewi napakasta kegite.
So squats. That's the part where it was going to be flattened.
Napagastitak. Napagis to flatten it, eh?
Napagastitak.
Yes.
Huh.
Ewi suoswas ewi napakasta kegi tehtämään tuo ainakin seksunto.
Egi teettämään. That last little bit there.
Kegi tehtämään.
Sorry, say that again.
It will. Egi tehtämään. It will.
Is there one more word in there? Tiskwa.
Ewi suoswas ewi napakasta kegi tehtämään tuo ainakin seksunto.
Oh, nigi segsin. Wahwa nigi segsin. And that was your grandma, right? That was, or your
mother.
Your mom. Your mom. Yeah. Sorry. How would you? I was terrified. She said. I was terrified. She said. Okay.
And the reason for that scenario like that, I mean, if you don't survive that, you just don't survive at all.
Yeah.
And whether it's your soul or it's your body, I mean, you cannot come out of those situations a loser. You have to have unconditional faith and belief that you are surrounded, you are protected, and you cannot be defeated.
Wow. Thanks, Hal Cameron, tago teo, kitam scat now out, well. It's good to have you here, Hal. Holy got how we know my syllabic it's a beganak. Eapatite. I wonder those are began. Yeah. Eapatite.
Who is this using my syllab?
Well, I'm just like, I'm a little rusty. I can't quite make it out. Wapan Atsakos, I think that says Miogisagao. Oh, miasin. If you're just tuning in, we're just firing up. We're doing some transcribing here with Wes Finday in the flesh. And let us know where you're tuning in from. Got some folks on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Miasin. All right, let's do a bit more here.
Maga speak go higisa kum sia higis na nato he tawisquil.
Speaka.
Speak kamikisia. But when we were finally done,
Maga speak go higisa kum sia.
Egua egisa akamekisia.
Maga speak go higisa kum sia higis na nato he tawisquil.
Egise
had been healed.
Egisa nach Dauerhit had been found?
Had been healed.
Had been healed.
Yeah.
Sia higis na nato he tawisquil.
Awisquil. That woman, this woman.
Mm-hmm.
The woman had been healed, I guess you could say, hey?
Yes.
All right. Egis akamekisiak. I'll figure out why that's not showing up later.
Ektahan me go he tawna ma tan gam sima to tanisquil.
Egutahan ma egua.
Itawinamak. And it was at that point that we opened the lodge.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, you can use that word for
creating space.
creating space. Okay, that makes sense.
Ektahan me go he tawon na maakmat tan gram si mato tanis ko. Go he tawon na maakmat tan gram si mato tanis.
Ka misimatut. Misimatut an isku. Would you say at that point we opened up the lodge and she really began to cry?
Mm-hmm. It could, yeah.
Okay.
47 years. Egi se puete tanatsa.
Sipwe date ana attack. In that context, does that imply ago, 47 years ago, that spirit, that soul had left?
She had been gone for 40.
Been gone, okay. Because usually a sipwe teo is like that person is leaving, but I guess that implies that it's gone.
Yeah.
That's been gone, okay. Yeah, wow. Neil says, oh, gisa kamksu is one word. That, let me go back and fix that. Thank you, Neil. I think I knew that too. Gisa kamksu. There it is there. Gisa kamksu is one word, like when we were finished what we were doing kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's rooted in that kisakamikiskisu. Ikisakamikisu.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. All right.
Ego hi go ke mi ta ka we pe wai ni to mi ta mi awe.
Ego ke miweta.
You were so happy.
Ego hi go ke mi ta ka we pe wai ni to mi ta mi awe.
That she had come back to this body.
I'm just listening to that one more time.
Ego hi go ke mi ta ka we pe wai ni to mi ta mi awe.
Mioi. A Wyanite. Is that what you said? A Wyanite?
No, please.
Oh. I don't know play it, he says.
Ego hi go ke mi ta ka we pe wai ni to mi ta mi awe.
Sound like you said Gawi Pe Wyanite.
Kawe e pe wai need o mahmiawe, that she had returned to this body.
Why and you to come return back, go back. Okay,
Yeah.
then. Why and you. Cool. Iego ke miwe ta kawi pe Wyanitoma, and she was so happy that it had returned to her body. Okay.
That she had returned to
Oh,
her
that
body.
she had. Yeah.
Because without your body, you are still your soul.
I wonder if, is it appropriate to discuss that? I was always curious about, like, in that time, what does that, if it, for 47 years, what does that soul, what does she do? Just, are there souls just wandering about kind of thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Egi papa masit. Aga me wate papa masit. Keep nuggets kanawil. She left her tracks. Ega hatayo kanak. Ni tamata hiwewak. Nihtamata hewak achahwa. Ete hei tohteit.
Hmm.
Nihtan toms kawewak.
Hmm.
Pewai no tahewak manewa.
Wow.
Ewa ka pewai no taha chigwana pewihtama nak nipea yan no se nipea yan. We are on our way.
Hmm.
Prepare yourself because the battle is about to start.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because you cannot evict those ones that have taken over without a battle. And you cannot battle a spirit, so you have to have powerful helpers to do battling for you and to shield you and to protect you.
Hmm.
And you have to have the faith that's required, the fearlessness that's necessary to stand in that kind of battle and rely totally on Creator.
Wow. Yeah.
I am man, but I am here. And Creator is the one that I work for.
Hmm.
That is a sound shield, as powerful as those shields behind you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you noticed those, did you? I kept moving them around because I'm like, try to get them in the right spot there. Aha. Mamutawi maunitatoskoao.
Ni so, go kay pen, ispin ki goy kemusi tan. E penate ko ine kay miwa. Eukan manakan kewen. Kanakan ke makan.
Wow.
Imamahtawa ko mapiks kewen. Tayo ka nakagipik peak squash chigo tahegi maya chemostau chigo mi ko ke mamahtawa katos ke unga tasi kame kuma ne hiawe wen ka ko pe wai no tatayek kaya ski mo sumpan no awak kagi kiski we ke chik kita tawe no se ute nigan ewi pa seguma kawe me to newi so kak kikawa pahten kita skiup matsune no se hegi pistik eugo megua kawa pahtama kada nas kumoyan iko mi se ton tao e peche nukset e pentonak nesto tamoin nestawa pahtamasoin kiskehitamasoin kagimi guuset mama tawi mawa kigo muatsehot. Kuanan matepia kekiuia atsimotato gogmi nagitahto egi ai tehtämään. Kimiona gohtsikana vau no se he peito etsikuki. Ema mahtawa komatoskeuin. Mioasen ahka meimuk. Eikä ipak teimok, eikä ipak tsiik. Waa hiogi kai tohta ihkuna vau. Spihkaa miiko jahkmaa mau taui mau hitsahki pehkö nähki peito. Eikä tämä geemak tai siinim ne hiau. Eikä tämä geemak ne oki koi ne giimiau. Kiko Oichi ko tuo maskiu matsone. Ikiskuewen kika pachitat kap kagisemot. Mina ni pagwesemu kamak ni giimiau. Mina pihtoau kamek. Mina metewewen. Eko ne hiau ka ne hiau eko ma kikap ma pachihta ekita esko. Ai ki kwai. Maga ochitau pogo. Egi migu siego kokia wao. Pamo esko taha moni askatago te egi tuetawa. Piak nikehtiim nan mojo tehe ohsaajat moni asmo ohsaaja o tahaim heuino. Maga keapets kakeke niki pens toimanan. Mamo tawi mau. Kise manto. Tevat kapeta kohteetsik egi skehtamaa kohtia kevi peta kohteetsik oge kas tevasagajak maama ohtawi maawa ewi pe tasemaatsik euguhtim tunikagi kihteimitsik osam sewak semak maama ohtawi maawa he tasemaat mistahe atsimoinanma kitahtoe wet nahkaya pena tata sihteena namuya mana kai siwe chasek ni kaituan mihtet kigwa hohe kigata sihtame egi saima minna kispene kai we tapo kehtame kigo kevi siis kinago kevi siis kehtagwa komaskiup matsuen Mage kunehkiana ogagi migusia kikapatihta ja kisapuhtaihko jahko muuta. Egua minna kikikitahamaga onauhkane hiawi ek. Utahkawi peta kohteet muunias missewe kitaskiwawe maajat. Kipikswewe noau. Eujat ekskehta. Maga eujata patihta to soma. Kakkwe kui skim kuego magakko wanai kuego mohtikagi migusiek ego pek kikagin stohtamek egai kata kohte tuota haimi hewino egai pakten kikasiga hatagoek egai ahpohkita asem soa kakko siga hatawa asaiki awau kitaya na awau ki kwai kasapo tai kuek so kagi teuko maga negatiga kahtsi mono omega innakin no.
Hey, at someone, at someone unma. Nananaska one, yeah. The Sister, I hope I'm saying this right. The Sister Bros Show. I'm seriously struggling with Cree and feel I should try harder. You're in the right place. We're here. This is just us working on stories, so you're in the right place. Tapwe. Crystal says, hi, tapwe oma. Randy, this is a good platform to learn, especially pronunciation. Gayasa spin tapwe. Let's, I'm going to have to go back because I'll just say it out loud for any of the learners in the crowd. I didn't understand all of that, but most of it, because I've heard Wes talk about this before. But you know what we can do is, one of the things we do is go back later on and listen to it again. This recording is on YouTube. You can go back and listen to it again and work on it and, and then get curious. Oh, what's that word? What does that word mean? You can ask somebody, maybe your auntie, your kokom, your uncle. You can ask us, right? But that's what we're here for, is we're collaborating on lifting our language back up here. So yeah, stick around. Darcy, Mananto, Kiamaga. Let's do a little bit more. I always welcome the opportunity when Wes gets sidetracked a little bit, because we get another little piece of the puzzle. Another little piece of the puzzle.
Kagimigo sitenstam. Kikap maya pista kumaniyaw.
That was in addition to Egwayego ke miweta kawi e pe wayanitoma omita miawik. She was happy that she had returned to her body. Gagi mi go sitness stum, the one she had. How would you say that? Originally given?
Yeah, what you had been originally gifted with.
She had been originally gifted with. Miasin. Trevor says, say your name. I think you mean my TikTok name, yeah? Otepem Su, which is one of the Otepemsuak is one of the words that we use to call ourselves the Métis. Some people atit niya na apito go sa anak tapitsita nan mag ayawag atit. I don't know how some others of us are not niyanan. I don't know how to say that. Otepemsuak, that's another word that we use to call ourselves.
Kagimigo sittenstam. Kikap maya pista kumamiyaw.
Kikapm ay apistak.
Which to inhabit. Or to inhabit this body that he was given.
To inhabit. There was one word at the end there, Chisqua.
Kikap maya pista kumamiyaw.
Oh, mamio. 2 words. Mamio.
Eoko.
Let me grab a bit more from this bit.
Imsimato tanay ko hanapin wa kagipe sigot. Imsimato tanay ko hanapin wa kagipe sigot.
O napewa.
Anhe napewa. Kaki basic, but when she was crying, the man who had brought her.
Oh, so there's more to this. Let me grab that little bit there.
Imsimato tanay ko hanapin wa kagipe sigot. O nape ma.
Her husband.
Just that one word I don't know.
Kagipe sigot.
Gagi.
Besi good. That's like from Peta, bring it here. Pesu, something animal.
Oh, Peisigut. Oh, I see. Peisigut. That makes sense. Peisigut. Peisi. Chisqua, I gotta go find it now. Peisu.
Peta, pesu, or at something animate.
I just, because, especially those ones that end in, well, yeah, there's just some of the ways you say the words that I don't know all of them, so I'm just not sure. I'll just take a second and see if I can find it. It's going to be the 4-3. Basi gut. Oh, interesting. It just changes. It's like the word changes sometimes. Basi gut. Okay, that's so interesting.
On many different levels.
Yeah. The language is so complex and sophisticated, you know?
Yeah.
Let's grab a little bit more of this because there's more to this chunk. Ken says, these recordings are very helpful for self-study. Thank you for sharing them for free. Absolutely. All of the thanks goes to Wes. Honestly, we're just, well, and I guess there's a part of it that's, part of my journey is a little self-serving. I'm just looking for stories myself, but I'm always, I'll speak kindly here. I get frustrated at times that there are archives of materials out there, I think, that we don't have access to openly. And I understand why those things exist. And I don't hold any ill will towards people who are guarding those. They have good reasons for all of that. But from my perspective, we need more access to materials like this. So yeah, we're very grateful to Wes. Bill LeBlanc, Bill Relic, Dagoteo, Miasin. Ogimao Kehuna Apeo says, translate apito go-san, half son. I've heard some people say half breed, half blood, but half son is the way I understand that. I heard Les Skinner say he had a theory that word was made up by the missionaries, because he said, I don't think a Cree person would come up with that word to say half son. It doesn't make sense to him anyway. Do you have any thoughts on that word, Nimoso? Apitogo-san. What does that
It
mean?
kind of reeks of the same roots as blood quantum. People trying to justify or identify you through physical traits, and never for our purposes, because we know who we are, in terms of relationality, physically, emotionally, intellectually, spiritually. Apihitaukusa-san, I think that would have come from outside of the circle myself, but I'm not sure. But it does denote that you have a relationship there. I mean, it's a descendant, partially yours. And the difference being with something other than your own community, I suppose. Differentiated from your own. But still part of you. Api. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in here, if you're on TikTok or Facebook, you can just click on the link in my bio. It'll take you to my link tree. You can find these stories on YouTube. I think I've got just about this is the project here, Sweetgrass Stories, a 21st Century Perspective. And if you click through to that, we've got 4 weeks worth of recordings. I have the first week of them just about uploaded. I have one more story about, it's called Discernment. It's coming right away, and it's about humility and discernment. It's about a fellow with a scar on his elbow who wants to get married. Yeah, it's a good one. But there's quite a bit of stories up there, including the most recent one, which is Gagi Simwon, a prayer that we asked. Wes had mentioned at one point, people always ask me, he said, can you teach me to pray in the language? And so we approached Wes with tobacco and said, can you share a prayer with us that we can share with everyone so they can begin to study this and learn to pray in this way? So that's the most recent upload. And I think I missed a question from Ken. Tisqua. Ken says, since you recommended listening to more Cree recordings, my literacy has gone up. I listen to West before bed and look for Cree language TV shows. APTN has some stuff out there. If APTN Lumi, it's like $5 a month, and they have quite a bit of programming on there. Yeah. And Audible, yes, because we've been pushing them out as a podcast as well. So glad you're finding that useful. This is exactly what we're up to. Okay, let's do a little bit more here.
Kontane pasigupai hote into situs ko ato hiyo. Kontane pasigupai hote
And into pasigupai hot.
He jumped up.
into situs ko ato.
Into Sitoskoat, he was going to help his wife, I guess.
He was going to comfort his wife.
In that context, kunta, does that mean just like just? He just jumped up and was going to go comfort her?
Yes. Or and.
And?
Yeah.
Pasigupai hot.
Kontane pasigupai hote into situs ko ato hiyo.
So Sitoskoato he wiwa. Okay, miasin. Bill, the podcast is called Sweetgrass Stories, a 21st Century Perspective. I think if you just Google it, let's just check Google here. Sweetgrass Stories, West Find Day. Let's see what comes up with that. Sweetgrass Stories, West Find Day. And it's right there on Audible. Spotify. I've only got a few episodes up there now. I'm working on getting those uploaded, but if you subscribe to your favorite podcast, whatever, as I get more, I will continue to upload them. Sweetgrass Stories, a 21st Century Perspective. There's a whole story there we're not going to talk about today because it's quite long.
Nui
Nuitamuanan.
Told him. You just told him. Nui tamoanan. Eka ipitama. Not right now.
Nuitamuanan. Ekaipitama. That's interesting. Pitama. Itamuanan. That's interesting. It's good to get those little bits of phrasing. Egai pitama, not right now.
Or not now.
Not now, yeah. Interesting.
Kamsima totana kame kamsima totun kama hamsitata chikwet.
Kamegwa misimatut, I think you said.
You tried hard.
Kamsima totana kame kamsima totun kama hamsitata chikwet.
Hamsitata chikwet. You wailed or screamed.
Could you say wailed and screamed? And what was that word again for scream or wail?
Hamsitata chikwet. Tata chikwet. Hamsitata chikwet. A loud scream or yell.
Okay.
Kamsima totana kame kamsima totun kama hamsitata chikwet.
Wow, there's a little bit more to this. Let me just grab that.
Hamsitata chikwet ena nata hotel.
She was feeling as she was crying.
Natawe gut.
Natawe hot.
Natawe hut. Oh, I see. Healed. She was healed.
No, she was. It was not healed. She was healing.
Oh, she was.
crying.
Ah,
Crying
she was healing.
Who crying?
I see. Just gonna try and she was healing. Just want to hear that word one more time.
Tata chikwet ena nata hotel.
Taua hut anna.
Ena natawe hot.
Taue hut. Yeah. Yeah.
Igo ke mue ta kau e pe waini.
Amy Waitak. Oh, gotta do my puzzle. After a certain amount of time, TikTok thinks I'm not there, so I have to do a little puzzle to stay online. Bill found the podcast. Miasin. Miego ke mi Waitak.
Igo ke mue ta kau e pe
He was
waini.
so happy to have returned. Awe e pe waya neat.
Mi au makau ka gi mi ko se te pe waini to ta ke pe ki we to ta.
Mio.
Yeah.
Kakinihuset, this body that she was given, epewainito that she returned to, epekiweto that she came home to.
Wow. Let me just get all of that. Gagi mi mioma gagi mi go sit.
Mi au makagagi mi go se te pe waini to ta ke pe ki we to ta.
Oh, that's interesting. Epe wainito tak.
That she returned to and came home.
Kiweto tak. That's interesting.
Mi au makagagi mi go se te pe waini to ta ke pe ki we to ta.
Cool. Ed Ehrman says, I listen to your Sweetgrass episodes at work every day. Mia sinanma.
Ermin, Sturgeon Lake o Chetawiti.
Tante Otsigi, Ed. Standing Horse says, translate, please. Ed Urban says, stop way. Yeah. Sturgeon Lake, Eha. Let's do a little more here. Kigwai?
Sturgeon Lake. Mugi Lake.
Oh, translate the last sentence. Yeah, this one here.
Mi au makagagi mi go se te pe waini to ta ke pe ki we to ta.
So the interpretation Wes gave us, that body that she was given, she returned to, she came home to. Yeah.
Except ma kana tau ho. Kisima to che. Ekta hegwa. Except ma kana tau ho.
Enough for now, let her heal. Or enough, let her heal.
Na tau ho. I think it's like that. Na tau ho.
Except ma kana tau ho. Kisima to che. Ekta hegwa.
When she finishes crying.
Then.
Oh, that last word.
Ekta hegwa.
Eguta egua. So.
Except ma kana tau ho.
Kana tau ho. So she. How would you interpret that, Wes?
I would say leave her alone and let her heal. She's crying. She's healing. Leave her alone. Let her heal. Don't interrupt the process. Let's see. Don't distract her. Because if you do, then you'll shut down the healing. And that's not given.
The Sister Bro Show says, what evening do you do this again? Every Sunday night, right around the same time. We did this, I don't know if y'all do time zone change stuff. We had a time zone change here in BC. I think it's supposedly the last one we're going to do. So it'll be at this time again next week, Sunday nights.
The end of the time change?
I guess so. If so, gis mato te egota egua, like only when she's finished crying. Would you say it that way?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or once she's finished crying?
Yes.
Let's grab the next little bit and add that on there.
Healing, but don't interfere.
Strong words, Ed. This is my Sunday church, he says.
Kakiskoa tapsi. Ekutahegua kakintausiitoskoa.
When she is sitting still, then you can go and comfort her. If she has finished letting out all the crying.
All right. Randy says, my mom is from Niganita. My dad is from Onion Lake, so I hold dual citizenship, Treaty 4 and 6. Let me grab that, see if I can get that word.
Kakiskoa tapsi.
Kagiskoa tapitse.
Sitting still. When she is sitting still.
Kiskoa tapitse. Kiskoa tapitse.
Kiskoa tape. Sit still.
Kiskoa tape. I'll just, that one's, I was making notes here because when I don't find them in the dictionary, I want to capture your interpretation of that word specifically. She is sitting. All right.
Kakiskoa tapsi. Ekutahegua kakintausiitoskoa.
Egua ka.
Ikuta.
Egua ganto.
Kiinnittau. Ikuta hegua kiinnittau siitoska wow.
Siitosko.
At that time, you may go and comfort and support her.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to play that whole thing one more time just to make sure I have it right.
Ekseptama. Kananatau ho. Kisimato che. Ekutahegua. Kakiskoa tapsi. Ekutahegua kakintausiitoskoa.
Okay, perfect.
Maga egai si kauia megua.
Oh, there's more to that. Just go. Might as well just grab the whole thing.
Maga egai si kauia megua nanatau ko te megua nanatau e moto mai ko ka mamsemato.
Let me see if I can get that first little bit.
Maga egai si kauia megua.
Si kowai mekwa.
Maga egai esi kau. Me kwa nanatau e ko.
What does that isi go? What does that mean?
Don't bother her.
Oh, isi go. Huh. Isi go. Interesting.
Maga egai si kauia megua.
We
Egai si kauia megua.
emegwa.
Megua nanatau ko te megua.
Nana taugut. As she's healing. Na taugut.
nanataw ko te me kwa nanataw e moto mai ko ka mam semat.
Egwa nanatoe mut.
Healing mentally.
Ah. Huh. Healing mentally.
Nanataw ko te me kwa nanataw e moto mai ko ka mam semat.
Egok e misimatot.
But in another way, what she's you could say singing healing. No, our calling songs Nitawe Moon.
Huh. Nitawe moena. I
Song. In another way, what singing into healing
wow.
to cry. Crying is a song. It's a healing song.
You're not going to find that in the dictionary, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think that's a word I was looking for from another story I was working on this week, and I can't remember what it was, but I'm pretty sure that's the word you kept saying.
And that could also refer to another well, intellectual as well as emotional level. Yeah. As well as physical and spiritual.
Let me replay that whole thing here quick.
Maga e si ko wi e me kwa nanataw ko te me kwa nanataw e moto mai ko ka mam semat.
Don't bother her while she's healing.
She is healing because she's all this crying is healing.
Okay. There's a discussion in the comments about how folks are related, it looks like. Standing Horse says, I'm from Niganit. My late mom was from there. And Stanley. Ed Ehrman says, make a podcast of different knowledge keepers each Sunday in the Cree language. That would be amazing. You know, I do have to say, and this is, I guess maybe a shout out, another sort of shout to Wes here. It is challenging. I have a few other fluid speakers, I'll say, that I approach from time to time, and lots of times they're like, don't put me on camera. So we've got but Wes Fine Day is no stranger to the stage and performing and sort of being in front of people. So we're so blessed to have someone who's so comfortable being in the spotlight, I'll say, or being in the hot seat maybe. And also has so many stories to tell, which is amazing. But it's challenging. You know, I'll tell you this story, not to pick on too many people in particular, but also to shame them publicly just a tiny little bit. I was at a gathering with the Métis Nation of Alberta last, in the summer, I guess. And there were a few speakers there, and we were all in the green room having coffee, and there was one more thing everybody was going to go to, and I had my gear, and I said, hey, before you go, I had tobacco ready and everything. I said, I want to get a story from each of you before. Oh, yeah, we'll just go do that one thing, and then we'll sit down and do that. So we all went over there, and there was fiddling and all of this stuff, and I caught one of them. I said, yeah, just come see me before you go. Yeah, I just got to go talk to this other person. 5 minutes later, I looked around, they were all gone. Hey, tapasi chicks say Mac. As soon as they know I wanted a story from them, they couldn't get out of there fast enough. So I won't mention names, but they know who they are. So just a little bit of public shaming there. And sometimes I tell people, if you see me coming over with my phone and tobacco, you know what I want. I want a story. But it's challenging. And so we've been fortunate. I think we have almost 30 hours from Wes here. And we'll have those all on YouTube. I think we've got a couple more visits in the near future. But if you have stories, I won't even say knowledge keepers, just elders with local history in your community, and you need some help getting started, feel free to reach out. This is something that we can help with to get going. Figure out how to capture some of that local history, family stories, even just have, your Cookum's language and voice in something that your family can cherish and pass down and study and all of that. So, yeah. Let's do a little bit more. We're so close to the end of the story. We'll see if we can get it finished up tonight.
He's been into Wanahate.
If you distract her, if you go and distract her, spin it o Wanahate.
Wanahate. Wanahill.
Wanahate. Wanahill.
Wanahill. Wanahill. To distract, lead someone to stray, disrupt someone. Wanahill. Interesting. Kispinto Wanahate. Let's grab a little bit more of that one.
Namoy kagin na to humton koyask. Namoy mtone kagigisin na to. Namoy kagin na to humton
Kagi na towe ho.
Nanatawe. Namoya kaki nanatawe huumito nikwayask. She cannot properly heal.
She cannot properly heal.
Namoy kagin na to humton koyask. Namoy mtone kagigisin na to.
She can't finish healing.
Cannot fully finish healing.
Truly finish. Let me just grab that last little bit there.
Namoy mtone kagigisin.
Gise. Moya mittene. Kagi gise. Danse Perlin. Mea sin umaga tago sinian.
Namoy kagin na to humton koyask. Namoy mtone kagigisin na to.
Tohu. Same word. I think it's like that actually. Moi mitene. Okay, I think we have that chunk.
Osamo chigio kito chigiono. Eitat ektemageimat.
Osamu tse.
Osamo chigio kito chigiono.
Ki otik. What did you say there?
Samo chikia kitu chikewinoma. Because of your behavior.
Kito tige win.
Kitu chikewin.
Ha.
Your behavior.
I'm like learning so many words tonight. Just like Kito tige win. Oh, kito tige win. Interesting.
Umatuta, do this. I've done it. Kitu chikewin. Now that becomes your job.
Huh. Kito tige win. Does it work like that too? No, it wants it like that. Okay, hold on.
Osamo chigio kito chigiono. Eitat ektemageimat.
You told her.
Igitimagemat, I think you said.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm going to play the whole thing, and then would you interpret the whole chunk for me, please?
O samo tigi o kito tigi ono. E itat e kitimagemat.
It is because of your doing. You have said that you pitied her, cared about her.
Cared about her, yeah.
Cared for her. Then.
Tansi Marie. Igitimagemat, yeah, I think we got that. Oh, you know what? I'm going to make that a bit bigger. I do that every time. We're getting so close. We're down to the wire on this. I think we got about a minute left.
Maka ki spinta tapoy ki kitimage mau ki spinta tapoy.
But if you truly care about her, ispinta tapoy kikitimage mau.
Pue. Kikitimage mau.
Maka ki spinta tapoy ki kitimage mau ki spinta tapoy.
Oh, there's more to that. Tisco, what's the next word?
Ki spinta tapoy ki sage hao.
Kisagihao. I have to Tisco send a summons upstairs. I can hear I don't know if y'all can hear that. I can hear my son laughing. So I'll see if they can shut the door to the office. Pue kit kisagihao. If you truly care about her and love her, what's this one?
Pitama paktin.
Like leave it alone for now?
Yeah. For now, leave her.
Oh, pagitin, leave her. Oh, yes. Otherwise, that'd be pagitna. Yeah, okay. Pagitin. Pitama pagitin.
Context, it would be to allow her.
Allow her.
Mm-hmm.
For the time being?
For now, allow her. Listen to the rest.
Yeah.
Pitama paktin. Ki kapna natawat.
Yeah, allow her to heal.
Yeah.
Na tawi hut. Okay. Ken says Michael Van Edmonton, Poplar River descendant born on Van Isle. Randy says, I'll get my mom to listen in on the next episode. Measananma. Thunder Chunky. My inner elder is awakening every time I'm here. I love it. Measan. Inner elder. I'll have to remember that one. Every once in a while when I'm sitting with this guy, I'll always be like, am I starting to sound like him? Am I starting to sound like him?
Kiam. Kam si mato.
Yam kikamisimatu. It's all right to let her cry.
I was trying to figure out how to phrase that.
It's all right to let her have a big cry. Tiga misimatu.
Boy, we all need a big cry every once in a while, don't we? Big old ugly cry. Yeah.
He tahe kwa ki skiu e te. E tahe kwa pe witapu.
And at the time, etahe guaki when she is silent. At the time she sits in silence, then come and sit with her.
Okay. I got the English part. Let me get the Cree here.
He tahe kwa ki skiu e te.
Oh, yeah, that's that word. Kiskiueche.
Mm-hmm.
No, kiskiueche. Huh.
He tahe kwa ki skiu e te. E tahe kwa pe witapu.
Egota egua. Pewi tapim. Just gonna check and see if I can find this word. Kiskiueche. Kiskiueche. That's okay.
Pe sitos kau. Pe kahki to kau.
Kahki tau. Tau go. Kahki tau go.
Gahkito, go, comfort her.
Ah, so come support and comfort her. So many good words in this story. And it's interesting, I think about, it's just one of the things that is so great for me about this is I think about these words like, you would only hear those words in so many contexts, right? So to be able to, not that they're rare or anything, but for me as a learner and the amount of time I spend chatting or listening to someone, there's certain words I just don't hear. So yeah, there's just so much. There's so many great words in here for me as a learner.
O sa ma sai wa hekta he ma te pai ni ko ma. O sa ma sai wa hekta.
Sai.
Ekota. E mache paini. E mache paini. Uma. Because at that time it has already started.
A matse paiani.
Painik. E mache painik.
Yeah, matse paianik. Huh.
O sa ma sai wa hekta he ma te pai ni ko ma.
Uma.
It had begun. Yes, yeah.
Na nata we hoen. A skiu mat so we no ma. Ka mami o aseni.
Pima diswinuma.
Askew pimatisuin.
Askew.
Na nata we hoen. A skiu mat so we no ma. Ka mami o aseni.
Miwasiniak. How would you healing and a good life, a bountiful life, or for life to be? How would you interpret that?
Well, once that healing has begun, I mean, through healing, you begin the process of being able to live a healthy, you could say, a healthy life. a wholesome life.
I'll add those together and call it a wholesome and healthy life, just for extra emphasis.
Yeah.
Ego mapia go machamoen. Na moi mi se toaga totaman. Ego mapia go machamoen. Na moi mi se toaga totaman.
Ego mapia kuma timwin namoya. Oh, thank you. My tea delivery. Excellent. And the door, please, if you don't mind. Between the cats and my kids. I had a live stream a month ago, and the cats come through. Meow. Just, they get real yowly sometimes. I have no idea why.
Ego mapia go machamoen. Na moi mi se toaga totaman.
Moi mitsi tuau. Ga atotaman. I haven't told that story many times, I guess you'd say.
I don't speak of this many times. I have not many times, yeah.
That first bit, Eogo mapeakoma a timwin. I know this is a really nitpicky question. Is the use of oma in there twice have a specific connotation? Like, is it to say that's one of your stories? Or, I know that's super nitpicky. It's just a learner.
It's not out of context in its use. It might seem out of context to a linguist or a professional who's already been brainwashed into thinking that everything has to be conformed.
Ah,
And, that goes in direct contradiction to Creator's law when he created us, he gave every one of us free will. He say tamasawin. Namoyaw yakakiyot nam. Kimam tonechika, no one can take your free will. And because of that, you must become discerning. You have free will. You must become discerning to understand responsibilities. Responsibilities are developed by experience, memories, and developing boundaries from there. You see. It's about process.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kakike.
I deserve that answer for such a silly question, honestly. I'll listen to that one more time just to make sure I have it right.
Ego mapia go machamoen. Na moi mi se toaga totaman.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. So a little bit more here.
Metone.
Mitone. And we'll grab this little piece.
Kustate gwen. Ekusi sigi go gata sihta me kusamista he. Kustate gwen. Ekusi sigi go gata sihta me kusam.
Eksisikigwe. What was that word?
Go gata sihta me kus.
Tasitame.
Ekusi sigi go gata sihta me kusamista he.
There's a little bit more to this. Let me grab that too.
Tahe. Wawis egai koesk mete hoche.
I'll play that whole thing all together in 1 second here.
Egai koesk.
Ikai koyesk. Mete otse. Okay, we'll do that all in one breath here.
Metone. kustaateguan. Ekusiisigi kuikatasiihta mehkosaammistahe. Vauis eikai kuesk mitehuhti.
Would you?
You could explain that by saying it is concerning to speak overly much about such things, especially if not from a good place or from a good heart. These are not things that are discussed lightly.
Not discussed lightly. Okay, thank you for that. This is one of those cases where, and I've talked about this a little bit, but often when you're telling the story or events specifically that are happening, my comprehension is higher because it's a, I don't want to say it's like a lower form or something. It's less conceptual. It's actual events or it's a story. But then oftentimes after you've finished a story or even before you've started a story, you'll speak more in a teaching way where you're talking about maybe more information about the context or about some of the concepts, I guess. And that's where my comprehension struggles a little bit more because it seems like I don't want to say a higher form of language, but it's more conceptual, I guess. So I appreciate your interpretation.
Yeah, in our lives, where we have ended up in this time and place, we have ended up having been conditioned to forget many things. You see. Maka, me kuatsumita kata kohtea. Mitone mamahtau ka pauya koma. Epinka kueski mumaka nanato ki kwai. But for the moment, that's all I'll say about that because lots more.
We got a little bit more. We might get. We've still got some time, and we got a few more chunks here. So I think we'll just power through and see if we can get this one done tonight.
Kispinau ja siis nohti taatse, mutta namoja viaki kap.
Ego se. Kispinau ja
siis nohti taatse, mutta namoja viaki.
Ei nohti taatse, mut.
Wants to speak of these matters.
Kispinau ja siis nohti taatse, mutta namoja viaki kap.
Namoja. We kick up and grab the next little bit.
Mami Timsut.
Mami Timsut.
Mami Timsut, to brag or boast.
So if somebody wanted to tell about these things, they couldn't brag about it.
Well, as a general practice, anyone who's involved in these things will not speak about them. You see, these are powerful teachings. And they're not for the simple-minded, they're not for, these are higher levels of teaching. And, they're not for the faint of heart or simple-minded, I always say. Yeah. Someone who's balanced and has the capacity to think and to think in a courageous manner.
Perline offered a word here regarding my minor reprimand. And she says, listening to Wes requires alertness because his Cree is so rich. Da boy. Yeah. Yeah.
And only if you take it personally is it a reprimand.
Yeah. I say that teasingly. Because of with the authority with which you speak sometimes. I'll get off a call and I'll be like, oh, I feel like I've been chastised or something. Tingling a little bit here. A couple more comments. What is... Ed Ehrman says, what is the Cree word for free will?
Kagimigo sa taisino. Nistawa pa tamasoin. Nisto tamasoin. Kiske tamasoin. Ego ta. Kikap mo so tingia. Kikap nawasona ma. Taan man meo gomes kanaw. Iwipim mam timeak. Tua pahti kusinau mes kanawa. Maka kia naupoko. Kika ki se tamaso ya. Taan ma mes kanaw ewiot nama. It is our decision which pathway we go on. Because we have the capacity to make that choice. Kika nawasona ma. To choose. A lot of times these things are better explained in context than in trying to do straight translations, because I mean, linguistic translations are one thing, but they're very superficial. You can look back at translations 100 years ago and today. Not only has the language evolved, but the understanding, the capacity to listen, the capacity to process these things, it fluctuates. Sometimes, we have communities that are compassionate and understanding, and sometimes we have people and communities that are fragmented and isolated, and, it's hard to try and teach them concepts about healing and wholeness in such a broken state. But it's not impossible.
Yeah, Marie asks as a question, Gisei Tamasuin, I think is what you're saying, Marie. Yeah, that sounds familiar to a different word, which is it almost sounds not quite the same as like becoming a complete person, maybe, or...
You say tamasuin would refer to your final choice.
Interesting. Sorry, can you say that again?
This is the decision. Yeah.
Let's go. I think you're ready for a break. We got a little tiny bit more. Let's see if we can get the last couple pieces here. And then we're coming up on time anyway, so we'll do a little tiny bit more. And then we'll be done this one.
Mama tau I mawa. Atayo ka na. Mama tau I mawa. Atayo ka na.
Yukana.
Ego ne hana kika tase mate ego ne. Ego ne hana kika tase mate ego ne.
Ego ne. Did you mean ane here? It sounded like anna.
But I said ego ne, right?
Ego ne.
Ego ne hana kika tase mate ego ne.
Kika tasimat.
Those are the ones you should speak of.
Yeah. Should speak of. And then, yeah, we've got like literally, we're at the end.
Kapm nata mototoat mane kunikka suhkisistikuma. Kapm nata mototoat mane kunikka suhkisistikuma.
Kap nata mototoat.
When you go seeking help,
Kapm nata mototoat mane kunikka suhkisistikuma.
powerful one.
Kasukistik.
Sophistic.
Kapm nata mototoat mane kunikka suhkisistikuma.
And then there's one more right at the very end, and I'm pretty sure it says
Ekusiptama.
expitama. Because that's how they all end. Expitama. Yeah.
Kisima nagagini tayo chikoge. Eksima ni giatnan pe paichik. Yeah.
Aha. Oh, miasin. Well,
Yeah.
we'll wrap it up there tonight. Yeah, and for anybody who's tuning in, we got a pretty good crowd tonight. Yeah, this is pretty good. We got lots of folks tuning. If you're just tuning in recently, let us know where you're tuned in, where you're checking in on this, watching the stream from. Always great to see. We had folks, I think here last time we had folks that were from up here but down in Texas or Phoenix or something like that. Conscious Creation tuning in from Gift Lake, Alberta. Janelle from Edmonton. Shannon, Piapot. Collins in Winnipeg. Yeah. Right on. Kawakatus. Kisagao Squeal. Randy, Niga Neat. I hope I'm saying that right. Kenzen Nanaimo. Yeah. Mia Sin. Ay, asay mi nakakyo kitam skat na wow mitane miwit mano magap kapm pe mama wapia kanuts ay kagap matoskat tamak ay atsamuan pe I'm really excited that we got this one finished. And I'm going to have to go back and listen to it a bunch of times now because there's a whole bunch in there. Try and get some of those words into my head. So we're going to leave the stream there tonight. Marie, Perline, Brandon, Neil, everybody for tuning in. Kananaskum Tinawao. And we do this every Sunday, usually around, well, depending if the time zone is changing, about 7 o'clock Edmonton, which I think is the same in Saskatchewan, 7 o'clock, and it's 6 o'clock here in BC. So we're going to leave it at that tonight. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next stream next week. And once again, ayan ang nanaskamawa, kimosumno Wes, fine day for joining us. Kape witapim goyak for coming to sit with us. And yeah, mio tips kan sik, exipitama muestas.
Tapwe.